Good morning, everyone from the board. Thank you for coming today to speak about our new evaluation system innovation. My name is Colin Coleman, and I will be presenting it to you this morning. As of 2020, Walmart is still the top retail provider in the world, with our main competitor being Amazon, of course. We also have a few online providers that popped up in the last fiscal year that are worth looking into and making sure that we don't fall behind. To remain on top of the retail industry, we must change. As we all know, change is the only thing constant in the world. And if you don't change with it, you just get left behind. Recently, the company introduced a new evaluation system which moved away from our old one, which was kind of a rewards based, to a 2% across the board raise. This has seen to lowered a couple report numbers as our reports have dropped since the introduction of the new system. I will speak later on in the presentation about this. But before I move on, I would just like to say the loyalty of our customers go hand in hand with the loyalty of our associates. And you will see how that plays in later on in the presentation. An analysis of the current situation was done, and at the end of the fiscal year 2020, our revenue was $524 billion, roughly, which estimated to $519.9 billion after taxes and fees at the end of the year. Most of this revenue is accredited to panic buying of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have a recorded 3 times when this happened. Our revenue is expected to decrease in 2021 as the COVID shot and everything is becoming more common. People are going to be more open to going out, not spending so much money on food, stockpiling. We're not in any situation of being shut down, put into a lockdown to like a mandatory quarantine. Our studies show that without panic buying, our sales would have been roughly 121 billion less in 2020, which is accredited to our reports dropping, our sales declining from customer experiences becoming more poor, and the reviews they left on our CFF reports have dropped, which is accredited to the new system that we implemented. This new system that we're going to put in, I'll speak later on about all the changes and stuff that happened with the new system and how it affected us both positively and negatively. Sorry. Some key quantitative trends. Each week, over 265 million customers visit approximately 11,400 stores in the U.S., which we can find this on our corporate website through various studies. The CFF reports, which is clean, fast, and friendly reports, as we all know, they come out each week and they hold status updates on customer experience, how clean we were, any reviews, bad comments, good comments, anything like that happens. Since the new system was since the new system innovation was integrated back in 2019, our ratings in this report has dropped, and it is credited to our customer satisfaction decreasing, and also our employee morale/satisfaction has decreased as well. Which, as I stated before, both of those go hand in hand. You can't have loyal employees and non-loyal customers. Usually doesn't happen. You do get some customers that are, I'm not okay with this, I expect better, when you're giving the best that you can. We all know that happens from time to time, but usually as long as our employees are happy and helpful, so will our customers be. A Porter's 5 Forces analysis was done over the rivalry among competitors, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of buyers, threat of substitutes, and threat of new entrants. As you can see in Appendix A, the threat of suppliers is moderate to stable. Their power to demand higher pricing for services is stronger when a new contract is in process of being made, but most of our supply chain is already integrated and we just went through getting that cleaned up and shortening it. The threat of substitutes are weak to stable. Sorry. With the advantageous state that we hold, we are able to lower prices to the point that competitors cannot hold out. As we all know, we must look to our local retail providers and competitors and make sure that we are staying above them and making sure that we provide the best quality and overall price to our consumers so they stay with us and not go somewhere else. The threat of buyers is weak/stable. Corporate Walmart, as we all know, sends out prices that are adhered to by each store prices. Prices cannot be changed unless circumstances permit, which is usually a managerial call from the store manager, store leads, or even department managers of that store. And they do so by looking at local competitors and seeing how we need to go about changing it to ensure that we keep as much profit coming into the store as possible. The threat of new entrants is really weak/stable. New entrants into the industry that could rival the company are not likely or probable. And the threat of competitors is strong/increasing. Local competitors are our main issue for each store. Competitive pricing is a must, and so is its consumer satisfaction. Globally, our biggest concern is Amazon and its delivery methods, which we are becoming more e-commerce based as well. We are doing online stores. Our availability online has increased and more products have been added to our online selection. Our change initiative overview. The number one reoccurring issue after the new evaluation system implementation is low employee morale. Low employee morale equals lower customer satisfaction. And we can find that our employees have lower morale through our employee engagement surveys, which are done every 3 months, every quarter. We are coming up on our next one, and I believe if y'all would like to look at that, you will see that everything I'm telling you today is constantly reoccurring, and that the evaluation system has removed not all traces, but a good majority of traces of employee reward. And that is because of the 2% raise across the board, and we no longer provide higher quality workers that perform above others extra reward for their hard work. Our change initiative analysis, it shows right here is my Appendix B, my estimated budget of the project, which product research and development expenses are system creation, which is third-party planning design. The total estimated R&D expenses are $750,000. Product implementation expenses are system integration and preparation, which is also third-party. We have testing and then implementing expenses, which come to an estimated $730,000. The total project budget will be $1,480,000 estimated. Appendix C, which is barriers to success and uncertainties. We really only have 2 barriers to success/uncertainties, which is funding and employees. Our proposal to correct the issue with funding is provide all proposed effects of new system and compare to older system, which I'm doing right now. This will demonstrate the flaw of the older system and outline the effects that changes that will be made to the new system. With employees may resist the change, but managers need to ensure that all employees are informed and staffing is adequate to cover potential flight risks. Managers may have a hard time adjusting to new evaluation processes, but we can easily correct that by providing training courses on how to evaluate employees with the new system. The ethical analysis, which involves the consequences, duties/rights, and virtues. Challenges of consequences are not applicable as proposed system does not go against rules or regulations. Duty/right challenges, employees are responsible for serving customers and performing work in a timely and efficient manner. Managers are responsible for talent management. And our virtue challenges are management employees are responsible for ensuring that the store is supplied appropriately. Recommendations on these topics recommend continue holding employees to high standards of care and work ethic. educate employees and managers on how to use provided equipment and apps. To duties/rights, educate employees and managers on professional interactions and how to handle situations appropriately. Recommendations to virtues are ensure managers are being held responsible for leading their associates, and ensure that associates are being held responsible for their actions. Building support, which goes over support. Ambivalence, which is feeling of unease and opposition. Support category shows that corporate Walmart directors and associates, store management, and store associates all need to give their best to the project and make sure that everything is going accordingly. Ambivalence shows that store associates and shareholders may feel uneasy about it. Store associates may move to a different company, but in the long run, we will be able to fill those positions with relatively ease. Our opposition are, of course, our pet competitors, corporate Walmart directors, and associates if they say no. Our Appendix F, which is a current state versus future state comparison. I went over OSCA and sales. OSCA is on-shelf customer availability, which right now is a 67% constant average. Our future state should be 95% estimated, and it has a 42% improvement. Our sales are 2.5 million yearly, roughly, for store 727. After the integration of the system, it is going to be an estimated roughly 8.7 million yearly, which is a 248% increase. Implementation goes over funding, strategic planning, implementation of plan, and data study/adjustments phase, which is Appendix G. The key actions for funding are approval from corporate Walmart. The key actions for strategic planning are appointing directors, developing clear and strong standards for work ethic, defining roles in store management and associates. Implementation of planning is moving forward with plans and objectives, and data study/adjustments is when every single week we will have a discussion with the project leader of each division and also the store manager and coaches. They will go over any issues that week that they were having, and then every 3 months, every quarter, after implementation, we will also hold another meeting to air out any issues that are being brought up by any team lead, coach, or store manager from whatever division that may need help. The target is to The target for funding is to start of third quarter of 2021. Strategic planning should be commenced and finished by end of third quarter 2021. Implementation of planning should start on the fourth quarter of 2021 and end with data studies on the first quarter, and then every 3 months we should have another meeting until a year after implementation. These success factors are, again, the expectations of increases to OSCA and sales, which is in Appendix E. Employee morale improvement, increase to retention of good quality employees, and upholding of standards. Metrics, project leader and store leads should hold weekly and quarterly meetings. Weekly meetings will follow the release of reports and go over how to get your numbers up if they are down or lacking. Quarterly meetings go over the implementation monitoring and issue correcting, which this is where majority of the issues will be sorted out. The weekly reports, again, will only be over reports, and they will show each store how to better handle their numbers. That is all I have today, and thank you for your time. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. And thank you for coming this morning. Y'all have a great day.